Klaus is coming. Hi, Klaus. Hi, Diego.
Good
Hi,
afternoon.
Klaus. How is everyone?
Hi. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Oh, I can't find this thing.
Hello, guys.
Hey,
Hi, Klaus.
Hey.
Are
Nice
you
to-
ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome.
good.
How cold is it in Denmark?
Close to freezing. Very cold.
Everybody come
That's
to
normal.
Mexico.
That's normal. Yeah. Well, I wish I could.
Hello,
Joao,
Joao.
welcome.
It's good. It's good. We're going to start seeing more faces. Let me see. Huh. I do have the together mode. Let me see if you guys like this. And we can see everybody. And the speakers can be there. Is this better or it was better the other one?
I think this is fun. Looks a bit like.
We are in Denmark. We're like in Switzerland. We could be
Is it
everywhere.
Denmark?
No, I don't know where this is, but it's fun.
Okay.
Not Denmark.
Ciao.
Denmark is flat as a pancake.
Exactly. The same as the Netherlands, so we don't complain. So it's nice. So we had already people joining from the Middle East. I told them that we will start like super punctual, so they're coming back. I do have some questions that people had sent me from before. So Joao, you are with the team of what is the name? Lorenzo and Gabriel, no?
Transfero. Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Transfero.
I work with them.
Yeah, because they told me everything about you, and I was like, "Ha, you must be the one." So let me just double check with you guys. So Klaus is the expert in tokenization. And of course, in tokenization and many other things. We will talk about tokenization and the strategies, for example, with real estate, art, and on those things that you mentioned, Klaus. Then Dennis Bobrowski, he's in Lithuania. He's also in tokenization, but also in global finance strategy. So he might also jump in with tokenization topics. Then Joao, am I saying correct? Joao, right?
Yes. yes.
Joao, you want to like talk about liquidity through tokenization and the part that is, digital currencies through tokenization as well, right?
Yeah, we do tokenization of credit assets.
Okay.
So, and we work a lot with Transfero. So maybe that liquidity part is coming from what you guys heard of Transfero. So
Okay,
you can
good.
go either direction, whatever you guys want.
Yeah, I mean, it will be a conversation. It's really like relaxed. It's nothing like, said and done, but we can just move towards whatever. And just remember, please, to talk also about your companies like DigiShares, Transfero, because this is an opportunity as well to capture the people and know that it is possible to do it through you guys. So then, I had a lot of questions of people telling me like they have no idea about what tokenization is. They kind of understand, but like it could also be, people that have their clients, like for example, in the Middle East, etc., that they might be interested in that as well. Hi, Gabriel. And so just feel free to jump in. I will introduce you in the beginning. Just maybe you can just do like that so people know like where are you sitting in this nice table, and then just feel free to just jump in. Some of the questions that I have, they are addressing tokenization of crypto, blockchain, investment strategies, decentralized finance, and future trends. So people want to know what is happening, in the future. What are the predictions? How AI and blockchain will do advancements to intersect blockchain technology, these kind of things. So if you want to also jump in, feel free. If there is a question that you might think, oh my God, I have no idea or whatever, just turn it into your own field. Just make something out of it from your own field and just feel free to say things that are of your benefit as well. Okay. And yes, we will be recording this. we will produce like kind of highlights of video afterwards that we can share. So you can also share it with your networks or whatever you feel like as well. And yeah, for the rest, I think that's it. Do you guys have any questions? No. Okay, we're ready.
Thank you, Anna. Great explanation.
What?
Great explanation. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Thank you for being here. Let me see, how do I accept people? To be honest, like Google Meet is much easier than these guys. I'm always finding it hard. But well, I never saw this scenario before either, so. So welcome everyone, everybody who is joining. We are about to start in 3 more minutes. We're giving chance to people to join. We have the panel ready for our panelists. So we'll be addressing some questions in the chat that you can habilitate. It's already habilitated, so just feel free to write something there. Then Chan, my colleague, will be helping me. He's on this side. Am I doing it right? Yeah. I love this. So Chan, please help us whenever we see something written in the chat to address with the people. So far we have people joining from different parts of the world.
Welcome, everyone.
Welcome, welcome. Hi, Lorenzo. Is your mic unmuted?
Sorry. Hi, Anna.
Yeah, now it's working. Great. So Dennis, you are there as well. I see you.
Yeah, hello, good evening.
Thank you. How is it in Latvia? Is it cold?
Not Latvia, Lithuania.
Lithuania.
It's not cold for us.
Okay. You're used to it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay. So we will give 3 more minutes, guys. I'm going to repeat myself. So welcome to our DBI last II call experts panel. Let me see, because maybe someone cannot join. Hold on 1 second, please. Vale, perfecto. Aquí te veo. Hasta luego. So yeah, we had one of our panelists not being able to enter, so now we are here. So Chan, what you were saying, can you please help me? You can say, like, I don't know what you meant on the WhatsApp.
I think we can add more people to the view section. if you go to view,
Uh-huh.
I think there's a possibility to increase the amount of people on screen.
And you cannot do it?
No.
In view, I just have together mode and then change the scene and more options. That's it. I don't have
Okay.
other.
This is
Hello
fine then.
all, good morning.
Hi,
It-
good morning.
Is that Enrique?
Yes, that's me.
Ah, nice. I was worried. He was the one calling me. So let me then
Yes.
probably change the scene. Then we can see each other here. Maybe you like this one, guys. Then we see more people, right? Nice.
Hello.
Okay.
Oh, I see
So
myself, okay.
that's awesome. So let me start, guys. If you like this scenario, that's nice. We're like in a movie theater. Ashley, nice to see you. So I'm very happy to introduce you guys to one of the most expert panels that we've made in like a specific topic that is trending in the world, and I'm very happy. So welcome to DBI, our last II call, International Interaction International call from DBI. And this is our last one for this year. We are going to be recording, and most probably we will be sending you as well like a short highlights video or something that you can reach more people. So this is the people that are in the panel that were invited to participate with us, but there's other people there as well in like, I don't know, in the space that I cannot see. If not, then probably I will just change the view and have everybody just with their own screens. But yeah, two things important. One, the chat is habilitated, so you can write something there. Chan will be helping us. Chan, if you can raise your hand. He will be helping us to read the messages there. Thank you, Chani. And if you have some specific questions and you don't want to write it, please join the conversation as well. And then the second thing is, don't worry about the time. Of course, we allocated 1 hour, but it's important for me that we address the specifics that people want to have. I do have some questions from before that people had sent me, so we can address them. And now, without further ado, let me please present to you our panel of experts. And then I think I will change the screen so then we can see each other, all of us. But just for now, so you can have the highlight of who is who. So we have here on my, here, oh yes, I'm doing it correct. We have Klaus Scanning. He's the CEO and founder of DigiShares. I love the company, I love the concept, and I love that you are joining us. Thank you so much, Klaus. He's the blockchain pioneer, a thought leader in asset tokenization and everything that is evolving also in all the finance in the world. You will see how much things are happening with art, with real estate, and tokenization. Thank you, Klaus. We have Dennis Bobrowski right here. Dennis, he is a specialist in tokenization and global finance strategies. Oh, Klaus is joining us from Denmark. Then Dennis is joining us from Lithuania. Thank you, Dennis, for joining us as well.
Hello.
I love what you do and the way you explain it for us that we don't know so much about it. So thank you for joining us as well. Then we have right here Enrique Ortega. Enrique is an innovator in cross-border investment strategies with a long career. If you ever heard somewhere there about the Bank of New York Mellon and BlackRock, he's your guy. He's very close with them, and he's a guru in investments. And I'm very happy that you could join us as well. And welcome to DBI. Thank you, Enrique. Then we have Gabriela Cerda, Lorenzo, and Joao from Transfero. Thank you guys for joining us. You are like really an authority in digital currencies, in tokenized economies, in everything related to unlocking liquidity and be rich. So please tell us your secrets. Thank you for being here as well. And then we have Diego Repas. He's a visionary in everything related to democratizing global investments, crypto freak and guru, both. And I don't see him, but I will change now the screen scenario so we can see everybody. And so thank you so much for joining us. If you would like to start in the order of appearance that I mentioned, if you would like to basically tell us about yourselves, tell us about what you're doing, tell us about your company, so then people can actually see your face and figure out who you are and what you do, I will appreciate it. So take it away, Klaus.
Thank you. It's easy for me because I was the first one. So yeah, my name is Klaus. I'm based in Denmark. I was I have a PhD in computer science, but I've been on the business side for many years, starting several companies, both in the AI space and more recently in the blockchain space. So we were 3 co-founders 7-8 years ago that started another company in the blockchain space that led to the current one that I'm representing today, where called DBiEvent, which essentially has the idea of tokenizing securities, representing securities as tokens on the blockchain. The basic idea is, of course, to get the same kind of efficiency improvements and cost reductions and disintermediation that we have with cryptocurrencies, get that also for securities, right? The shares and bonds and derivatives and so on. So we are basically building applications around that core idea, trying to make it easy for people to tokenize their assets in order to make them in order to fractalize them, to digitize them, to make them tradable and liquid, and so on, and generally help companies become sort of modernize and digitize their business, especially in the real estate space. This is the primary industry that we target, which is an industry that is very analog. I would say it's highly illiquid, highly inaccessible to normal retail investors. It's far from being democratized to any degree, and it's totally ready for disruption. And it's also a huge asset class. So that's our primary focus. But we also have clients tokenizing gold and diamonds and any kind of commodity or asset class, really. We are tech providers, so we provide basically tech infrastructure to allow other companies to sort of get a management system that they can use to tokenize their assets. And then in addition to this, we're also launching an exchange called realestate.exchange in the US most likely in January. So this is a regulated license exchange running under SEC guidelines that will be available for trading tokenized real estate. That's a brief introduction.
That is
Nice to
great.
be here at the call.
Thank you, Klaus. We love it that you're here. Okay, so take it away, Dennis.
Hello, my name is Dennis. I own a company called Star Legal, and we focus on crypto and fintech business consulting. And while Klaus mentioned that they are focusing on the technological side, we are focusing on the business structuring and legal side of the crypto and fintech business. That means that we help crypto and fintech businesses to build a strong base for the successful business start, including the licensing in different jurisdictions. We are now working on adapting many clients to the micro regulations. We help clients to choose different business structures in Europe to prepare all the documentation for the in terms of ML compliance, in terms of issuing assets. So and in terms of today's topic, it is natural for us to also be in this market, because in terms of tokenization, because we see a lot of opportunities and we are seeing growing interest from our client base. So we actually have several projects helping clients to structure their real estate token issues in Europe and in other jurisdictions. Yeah, so this is basically what we do.
Nice. Thank you, Dennis. Yeah, we'll talk about the jurisdictions where you guys are in.
Yeah.
That cover basically different part of the world. Yeah, super. Thank you. Enrique, your mic is off.
Thank you, Anna. And good
Thank you.
morning and good afternoon and good night, because I know we're all over the world.
Yes.
We work with Bolton Global Capital. Bolton Global Capital is a registered investment advisor, broker-dealer, boutique investment firm in the United States. We work with international investors all over the world, entrepreneurs, business owners, family, and big groups. We work with institutions. We work with accredited investors, and we work with retail investors as well. And I specialize in cross-border investments. Most of our clients are half of the business are international, so they're all over the world. And what we specialize is in diversify them all over the world in the best asset classes that there is, creating a well-diversified portfolio that is aligned with their needs, that is aligned with their goals. And what we do is we partner up with different financial institutions, with different exchanges, with different asset managers to get what is best out there in the international markets and create a well-tailored made portfolio. Also, we do that with a legal plan. So it's basically protected legally or speaking in terms of legal wise. And also we do it with a very well-crafted tax plan. So it gets the best tax treatments all over the world in their home country and whether they're investing globally. So that's what we do. It's a pretty interesting group inside the Bolton Global Capital, the firm. We are a multi-family office. It's like the firm within the firm. It's called PWA Family Office or Private Wealth Alliance Family Office. And that's exactly what we do. We partner up with experts in all over to craft the plans. And we find out that now more than ever, it's important to democratize or give access to what before was exclusive only for institutions or huge private bank investors, to open it up to affluent, high affluent, or high net worth individuals or institutions in a way that they can have access to the benefits of the family offices and the multifamily offices. As you know, the concept of family offices go back to Florence in Italy in the Medici family back in the day. It was popularized by the Rockefellers in New York in the last century, and you needed to have a big amount of wealth to be able to have your own family office, which is a bunch of experts, financially, legally, and in all senses of a well-crafted, let's say, state, financial, and legal plan to work for you and for your family. So nowadays, what we do is we have open and the access to families to that family office space, which are much more lower ticket entry, and they can have institutional investment, what was very unreachable before, reachable now for a lot of families. They can have investment in cryptocurrency through vehicles that are totally liquid as well, which is the topic of today. So we were able to include in their portfolios crypto and other alternative investments that before were very hard to do or very illiquid. We were able to do it, and we're opening up more and more channels and alternatives to do that. So what's what we do, and happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Enrique. And tell us later on that you just launched a book that is interesting as well. Your first book.
Regarding that, thank you for mentioning it, Ana.
Yeah, so where's the Transfero, guys? Take it away.
João, do you want to go first, or should I start?
I'll let you start off with transfer and payments. I'll take credit later. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Hey guys, my name is Lorenzo. I actually work at the ventures arm of Transfero. I've been trying to find a way to go about this, because we like to think of ourselves as an ecosystem and kind of a Swiss Army knife of all things in crypto. But I guess it makes sense for us to start with our bread and butter, which is payments. So we started in 2015 as Bit1, a payment gateway specifically for Bitcoin. And then later throughout the years, we've developed the BRZ, which is the Brazilian pegged stablecoin, which is basically tokenized fiat, for those of you who don't know, and later rebranded into Transfero Group in 2021. As of 2024, we are a payment institution, and we have a global presence. We are regulated, obviously, in Brazil as a payment institution. We have the same model in Argentina. We're developing in Chile, and we're fully operational with partners in Colombia and Mexico. Besides that, in Bahamas and Switzerland, we're also regulated as virtual asset service providers. And what's great about advising, let's say, the Brazilian Central Bank and throughout all these years is that we've built crucial partnerships with leading VC firms, legal firms, and banks in Brazil. I think in terms of our main product, it leads us to BASIC, it stands for banking as a service in crypto. So
Nice.
it's a multi-layered solution, and I know it's kind of cliche to say, but we deliver this all through a single API. So some of our functionalities include EFX, pay in, pay out, cards. We've also developed one of the largest OTC desks in Brazil for crypto. And besides that, we're looking forward to integrating with Drex, which should be coming up soon as the Brazilian Central Bank accelerates its progress with the CBDC. For me specifically, that's Transfero as a whole, but I work at the venture side. So that's everything to do with new developments, new projects in crypto. João will get into it, but we have built tokenization for credit rights, an infrastructure for credit rights. I specifically came this year to Transfero with the intention of developing the trade finance business. But besides that, there's a lot going on. We recently had some clients also in the tokenization of art space. So we're very eager to just build our ecosystem as a whole. And also through strategic investments in some of our portfolio companies, we're trying to foster an environment where everyone can collaborate and everyone can join together in the crypto revolution. So thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Joao, I see that you're in
Yeah,
Brazil
so
because you
very
are the only
nice.
one in t-shirt enjoying
I'm in
the
the
sun.
jungle.
We are
Yeah,
jealous.
I'm based in Brazil. Yeah, I'm in
Nice.
Rio. So I'm a partner with Transfero as well. But I take care of what we call the capital market side. So we have developed technology that works on hybrid rails, so fiat mixed with the blockchain rails using Transfero's BRZ stablecoin to tokenize credit solutions, being supply chain financing, trade financing, or even more like embedded finance solutions for startups. We've done this year something close to $100 million in credit through our platform in over, I think, 10,000 transactions. So credit in Brazil, tokenized credit in Brazil is already a reality. And what we take care of is kind of a full stack solution, right? So we take care of the regulatory part. We have a securitization company that does that. We take care of the payments part, of course, using Transfero's rails, repayment, conciliation, everything. So companies can just plug into our infrastructure and have a full credit solution for their clients, right? So and currently we are starting to expand out of Brazil using Transfero's base in Switzerland, focusing a lot on the trade finance lines, just because tokenization of guarantees for trade finance is completely revolutionary, right? Guarantees can now cross borders. So anywhere in the world, around the world can finance these operations with increased guarantees from the local counterparties. So that's a little bit of what I'm working on, but super happy to be here, and thanks, Anna, for the invite.
Thank you for being here. Yeah, so Diego, would you like to say something about crypto or something that you would like to say about DBI and what we're doing now as our CEO?
Sure. So thank you for joining, everyone. Very nice to see everyone here. My name is Diego. Tax consultant by trade. Also entrepreneur. So I own DBI and another company called FermiU, both located in the Netherlands. I mean, in the crypto space, we mainly focus on payments and banking and setting up legal structures. When it comes to payments, a lot of the times you see that companies in the crypto space have difficulties with arranging things like, I would say credit card payments, perhaps things like local payments, even crypto processing itself. Open banking is another one. So we basically assist clients with arranging these payment solutions And at the same time, we assist them with opening bank accounts in the space. For a lot of crypto operations, it could be difficult, depending on the specific situation, of course, to open a bank account, let's say in USD or in pounds, for example, or even in euros. And so we have, basically very close connections with crypto-friendly banks and payment institutions that could achieve that. And so we facilitate this relationship and account opening. So that's what we do in the crypto space in short. Yeah.
Thank you, Diego, in a nutshell. Okay, so let me just address some of the questions. I would like to start, like whoever wants to take the mic, on how would, because people here are either entrepreneurs or they have the networks or they have the clients, like how would someone start, first of all, in investing or having the mindset of investing and then going towards either tokenization, crypto, something that goes directly into that part? Anyone?
Well, I could just say that basically, if you want to push yourself to invest, just look at the inflation numbers. The only way to guarantee lose money is not to invest. If you don't invest, you will lose money because each country in the world has inflation more than what the government said. So if you don't invest, you're guaranteed to lose it. So if you run the numbers and you said, okay, in 10 years, how much money will I have if I don't save, or if I put it under the metrics, then there's a guarantee way of investing. So if you don't want to take risk, then invest and do it wisely. So I wanted to add that.
Thank you so much, Enrique. Anyone else? Feel free, eh? If not, then I will just drop the questions and then you guys
Could
feel
you
free
repeat
to.
the question actually?
Yeah, like if you want to start investing, like this is something for the people that have here, their clients or their entrepreneurs, and they want to do it as well and they haven't done it, like how would you start like going into investing and what would be the main reason for investing? So I think Enrique addressed one of the main things, but like if you want to start, like where would you start? Do you want to continue?
Where would you start? I guess, I mean, from the perspective of someone who didn't do anything with crypto yet
Mhm.
and just doesn't, let's say, as a complete beginner, I guess one way would be to simply start with the basics, I guess. Tell that person to buy some Bitcoin, basically. I mean, from a practical point of view, where would you start? Then, yeah, I would say probably start with that.
Yeah, and I have a great article that I can share that talks
Sure.
about
Where to start?
fixed money supply, which is I think is a great starter point, specifically for people getting into Bitcoin, and explains through, I want to say, a mathematical and economical point of view. You know, we kind of have this dogma in our life that anytime that it's a fixed money supply, it tends to lead to economic catastrophe. But if you can get rid of that notion from the start, then you'll truly start to appreciate what like Bitcoin has to offer, for example, you know, since it has finite supply. So it's a great article. It's a 20-minute read. I'll share it
Yes.
with everyone after.
Thank you so much. That is awesome. Anyone else on that question? Okay, so let's talk about tokenization and crypto. Let's go deep into it. So the main question I got was, how are tokenization and cryptocurrencies evolving to meet at the same time the real world use cases beyond speculation? What are the sectors that at the time are being the most impactful of adopting tokenization and crypto?
Well, I can comment on that. So, well, based on the latest data, I would say that the sector which adopted the tokenization and like fastly and the most tokenized assets right now are financial assets, in particular bonds, because well, from the tokenization point of view, it makes a lot of sense. And there are plenty of big participants on the market. which like BlackRock, for instance, which have the biggest tokenized money market funds. So in terms of what financial assets are tokenized the most, at this point, I would say that financial assets, because despite the fact that from the perspective of tokenization, real estate is very attractive, there are still regulatory and legal burdens to exploit the full potential of real estate tokenization. But from what we observe, these burdens are getting solved, and this sector will grow more rapidly in the nearest future.
Thank you, Dennis. Go ahead, Klaus.
Yeah, so from our side, of course, we are focused on real estate, and that's also the message we put in our marketing. So, of course, we see mostly people from that asset class, but I think that generally in the industry as it is right now, I think the two major asset classes are the credit funds that we see from the big institutional players. A few of those have been tokenized, and then I think it's real estate as number two, maybe, or even bigger than the other one. There are literally hundreds of companies globally that are tokenizing real estate, and some of them quite successful. We have at least 4 or 5 clients that are quite successful tokenizing real estate assets in different countries. And then I would say maybe number 3 is probably renewables, energy, and so on, as an asset class that is getting more and more traction that we see. Common for most of our clients is that they tokenize the assets through an SPV, right? So a legal entity is created that owns the asset, and then they tokenize the shares of that. And it's totally uncontroversial to do this in Europe and the US. It doesn't require any kind of license. You could just go ahead and digitize the shares and represent the shares as a digital asset or digital token on the blockchain. It's not an issue. There are no legal issues in relation to it. In the European Union, it has been decided many years ago that in relation to securities, they are basically technology neutral, right? It doesn't make any difference from a regulatory perspective whether you run a security on blockchain infrastructure or on paper. It's the same regulation that you use. And the same is actually the case in the US. Then we have the Middle East, the UAE, where it's much more complicated. Same in Singapore, Hong Kong, and so on, Korea. In many of those countries, you need a license to tokenize anything, even if it's your own house you're tokenizing, you still need a license. So in fact, just by using blockchain technology, you are making it harder for yourself, I would say, in those countries, instead of just sort of fractionalizing without tokens, which is generally easier to do. But hopefully they will also reach some kind of regulation that makes sense eventually.
Yeah, that was actually one of my questions as well. Like, we're talking about regulatory challenges. What are the hurdles? What are the most pressing tokenized assets? How should the industry address them as well? And what you mentioned as well, the part of the sustainability concerns, given environmental concerns around everything that has to do with proof of work, cryptocurrencies. How are the advancements like proof of stake impacting the future of crypto as well? So I saw a hand raised somewhere there. So Joao, you can...
It was me.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to comment on this last, the tokenization part that Klaus was mentioning. Like, we always look at tokenization and we think, okay, let's see the assets that are being tokenized. But something that goes unnoticed and is a big food for thought, the biggest tokenized RWA we have is currency, right? Stable coins are a huge case for success. I think we have like something like 180 billion in stable coins issued. they're already like the 20th largest purchaser of treasuries in the world. And the question of the tokenized assets comes. So once we have a tokenized currency, what can you buy with that currency? That's like that makes sense, right? And then it's when we separate crypto from blockchain itself. It's okay. You can go to the crypto side and speculate and go to the DeFi and have fun there, NFTs, all that. But there's a whole set of other assets that you can buy, which are real world assets, which have intrinsic value and produce income. And I think that's where real estate comes in, financial papers come in, and it's where we are exploring. But I'd say currency is the first big killer app for crypto and for RWAs.
Okay, thank you, Joao. Okay, if we talk about interoperability, talking about blockchain that you were mentioning now, how important it is blockchain for the ecosystem? So what progress is being made in this area specifically? Like since we started and now, I don't know, I see the United States pushing strong, specifically now that also Elon Musk, you know, with his Dodge and everything involving the turmoil that we're going to go into. Talking about that, and also the scalability and security, no? Can we achieve a balance between scalability and security and decentralization? Because we also have that. Where are the most promising innovations addressing this challenge? Anyone wants to comment on that? I see Klaus is going to launch a new cryptocurrency, I think. He's going to...
You're mute, you're trying to talk.
I can kick it
Sorry,
off.
I was gonna say, I think that's the
go ahead.
famous. You can only achieve 2 out of the 3 problem in most of the crypto projects, right? You have some networks. I think Hedera focuses very well on this. It's not particularly the blockchain; it's a DLT, and they make sure that they have scalability, decentralization. You know, all the 3 combined. But some of the progress that we've been witnessing in most of the projects is that they tend to separate into different layers. So for example, Ethereum, they had a major problem in scalability, so they started building on layer 2s to solve that problem. And I think we're seeing that in Bitcoin as well. We're seeing that across different projects. So if you have, let's say, layer 1 as a chain, and a lot of the community starts building on top of it, I think that's one way to scale your project.
Okay, that's a good point. Go ahead, Klaus.
Yeah, I just wanted to add from a tokenization perspective, we see interoperability really as a big issue, and that's something that the industry, I think, is quite focused on right now. From 2 perspectives that we are participating in. One is the protocol that is used to mint the tokens, making that into a standard that can be used across different platforms is extremely important for tokenization to succeed. And there are some initiatives in that direction. Of course, the standard for it to be a real standard must be open, independent of any actor, and no one should gain any special benefit from it. So that's a tricky part to create that. But it's moving forward. The other activity is decentralized ID. There are also initiatives, especially those, I would say, spearheaded by Polygon business development team, that I think are quite interesting, moving in this direction so that you can reuse your KYC and your decentralized ID across different platforms, different depths in the tokenization ecosystem. And I think that will help a lot.
Okay, thank you, Klaus. It's interesting as well. At some point, I want to talk about how we can involve more women into finance, investment, and all of these topics. As you can see, there are very few women, and it's not about a feminism thing right now to talk, but like it's always been said that men always have money and women not, because we are, you know, behind. We were not allowed to have our bank accounts. Even in the Middle East, when I was living in Saudi, people owned their cars, but they couldn't have them on their own names. It was under the name of their husbands. Or even travel, you could not go without your mahra, which is like your protector. So I think now in finance as well, I was talking about this with my team, like how can we make like a program or something that involves more women into getting into crypto tokenization, investment. We see more and more growing. but maybe something that we need to think of in our companies as well, how to have more women involved in finance and investments and things like that. I don't know if you guys are thinking about that. This is a personal question.
So I
Anna,
wanna mention on that, Anna. Starting in January, we work with a big asset manager in the United States, the oldest in the United States. They're from Massachusetts, but they're all over the world. And we're launching a program. They're already started, but we're launching a program with our firm and with them in partnership for workshops only tailored for women about investments, about financial education,
Nice.
about new technologies, about development. So we will engage them and involve them even more in what is the finance world nowadays, right? So we're starting in January, actually in Mexico. I'll let you know about that.
Yes,
And it's gonna be live in Mexico City, Guadalajara, probably Monterrey, and they're taking it to the United States as well and all over the world because a big house.
that's awesome. And there's women with money, so be aware. Thank you so much, Enrique. Joao, you were raising your hand as well, or who was it?
no, I was just going to. I read. I'm gonna trying to find this article that was like a survey in the actually like blockchain and crypto space, and it presented that it's actually one of the most inclusive sectors there is. There, if I'm not mistaken, I'll find the article and I'll send it over to you guys. There are more women in blockchain and crypto than there are men.
Oh,
Just
that's
because
nice. Yeah,
yeah, and it's because it is it has this concept of decentralization of not being on top of your physical person, but more on top of your virtual identity. So it's a sector that it's open, right? It's different than trying to work, for example, in a centralized institution where, look, I need to deal with the bank, I need to have a relationship, have
indeed.
context. In
True.
blockchain, it's decentralized, permissionless, so anyone can enter. So there's not, I don't see this barrier for women in this market.
That is nice, Joe. Yeah, Jackson was actually mentioning that. Jackson is our newest member. He's in Hong Kong, Thailand, and everywhere, London as well. So yeah, thank you, Jackson, for saying and mentioning that. I saw it. And indeed, right? More women need to be getting a piece of the cake as well. Okay, let's move a little bit, guys. I don't know if you want to continue to comment on that, it's fine. We can always go back, but I have more questions for you guys. So in terms of investment strategies and in terms of portfolio diversification as it is, it can be tokenization, it can be crypto, it can be, different things, just the normal way of investing. But how should investors think about, first of all, investing, which you already addressed something about that, Enrique, thank you. But think about crypto and tokenized assets in their portfolios, like what strategies can mitigate volatility, risk. You mentioned as well institutional involvement. So what trends are emerging in institutional adoption of blockchain and crypto investments? And how does this influence the market dynamics?
I would say it in terms of like overall financial strategy. Well, the wise way how to structure your investment portfolio is to not include the general way, not include more than 5% of crypto into the like total portfolio of yours. But for me, it's like 95. So I do not follow the rules because I'm heavily into crypto. But and yeah, in terms of investment strategies and what trends are growing and where the adoption is, I would say probably AI is one of the sectors which benefits a lot from the crypto growth.
Indeed.
One of the reasons is that all of the mining capacities of the big mining firms can be used for like in terms of mining rigs can be used for AI technology, and we saw a lot of takeovers recently of AI companies taking over the big mining companies specifically due to the fact that they have a lot of technological capacity.
Yeah.
The other sector which definitely benefits and growing in terms of adoption of crypto is gaming,
Yeah.
I would say. But I think, well, AI is growing more rapidly at this point. Yeah, so this is my take on basically
Thank you, Dennis.
like investment strategies and what sectors are growing.
Yeah, that's a good overview indeed. Go ahead, Enrique.
Thank you, Anna. So what we're seeing in the investment world in comparing several asset classes when we build portfolios in our investment firm and multifamily office are very interesting trends or things that are happening, right? First of all, it's the opening of new investment opportunities for the retail investors and for the high net worth investor of what before, and I mentioned this at the beginning, was only for the institutions, right?
True.
Let's take
Yeah.
for an example, Blackstone, which are one of the biggest real estate owners in the world. Blackstone used to have, and they still have, these huge funds for real estate, biggest owners, and the ticket to get into one of these funds was very high, right? It was for institutional tickets in the millions of dollars. Also, it was highly liquid. To invest there, you need to commit your money as an institutional investor for at least 10 years, 7 to 10 years, and you couldn't trade it, right? So it wasn't available for the retail investor or high net worth investor. Nowadays, with the new technology that it evolves, they're being able to packaging through a technology into vehicles where they're using and they're making those vehicles or those projects more liquid to the retail and high net worth investor, where they can invest in a highly or more highly liquid investment vehicle than the institutional, where they're able to, for example, not tie their money for 10 years, but they could tie it for 1 month, for example, some of them even for a week. And also they can trade it, right? So there's secondary market as well. And the tickets to get inside that are, I'll say, in comparison to institutional tickets, way lower. So the market has opened it up for these exclusive opportunities that before was only for institutions to the retail investor and high net worth investor. And as an example, there's the real estate fund that I just talked about. Number two, the AI, right? The
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. So now in the portfolios, we're able to use what is machine learning, artificial intelligence to have a very more precise read of the data in real time, pretty more quick. So we're able to react more quick to events that are happening in the world, even risks or opportunities. So the portfolio has a way more chance of being more efficient than it was before. And that's something that we have adopted as well in our methods of investing as well. We partner up with big institutions such as BlackRock or others, which they already are using that. So it's very beneficial for the investors. And number three, the liquidity and the easiness to access the cryptocurrency market, right? So, for example, we in our firm we partner up with BlackRock. We have all those models that we talk about. We have the vehicles that we talk at the beginning about the institutional funds, but also BlackRock right now, it's, if I'm not mistaken, the biggest owner of, for example, Bitcoin, right? Why? Because they're backing up their ETF, which was launched this year, the exchange traded fund. So now you're able to invest in Bitcoin through an exchange traded fund, and you can invest it the same day you can buy it or even sell it. So it's highly liquid vehicle. It's a spot price of the Bitcoin, so it's almost 1-to-1. Reduces some of the transaction cost as well and give you high liquidity. So that's a development that was very interesting here in the cryptocurrency world. You have the Ethereum, you have another a big cryptocurrencies that are already backed up by the ETF. So anybody can invest it with a highly liquid vehicles, and that will for DeFi that will be very beneficial for the cryptocurrency world in general.
That's awesome, Enrique. Thank you so much. Anyone else? I saw Lorenzo or Joao? Klaus? No. Okay. So let's move a little bit forward. You guys are talking about decentralized finance and future trends about AI as well. Let me address first DeFi. As a mainstream appeal, what barriers prevent decentralized finance from reaching mainstream users, and how can these be overcome? In terms of the risks and rewards, how do you actually evaluate risk to reward ratio in decentralized finance projects compared to traditional financial instruments?
Okay, I can start to answer that one. So what's keeping traditional users or mainstream users from using DeFi? Basically the user experience, right? I don't know how many of you have tried to use a DeFi application, like starting your journey from your bank account in fiat and making your way, for example, into Aave or Uniswap or these big guys. The experience improved a lot, but you still do a lot of hops along the way. So you have to access an exchange to trade your fiat. Then you have to load your crypto to probably a MetaMask, which is not so intuitive. Then you need to connect your MetaMask to the dApp, and then you need a deposit, and then you need to move funds around, and it's a big mess. So this is what keeping most people, what we call the Homer Simpsons of the world from accessing DeFi. And how the new proposal to solve this today is through account abstraction, right? So you abstract all of this experience through a decentralized account, but still kind of managed by a third party, and you access it through these kind of baby rails that we have. So this has been the proposal. It's been implementing account abstraction has been live for I think a year now, and it's probably a solution. But just the last part of your question, which I think is super important, is the risk in DeFi compared to CeFi.
Yes.
All of the nightmares that we went through the last 2 years, 100% related to CeFi. We had no issues whatsoever in DeFi, no failures of protocols, nothing. We have like hacks, things like that, but if you say like failure of a model, zero in DeFi. So I think that is the future. It's just a matter of the user experience getting there.
Wow. Let that sink in. Anyone else?
Yeah, I would also, because I do actually also invest in DeFi. I would agree with Joao that the user experience is the key for the mass adoption, because sometimes it's extremely difficult, like for the people who don't know to get connected to all the dApps, to make the transaction, to bridge different assets to different blockchain, etc. But I'm sure that many of the big players in the blockchain industry are tapping into DeFi space, and they will solve this.
Nice. Thank you, Dennis. We have a question related to that from Jackson. Why are investors interested in buying BTC and EFT, but not in the crypto exchange?
Well, I can add a little bit to that question. What I'm seeing from our investors and our clients is that, first of all, is education. It's the way you can invest now in crypto through an ETF is like buying a stock. It's like buying an Apple stock, or it's like buying a Amazon stock. So you open a brokerage account and you can buy the ETFs and sell it the same day. So it's more convenience, and even more if they're not educated how to do it through a wallet or through an exchange of cryptocurrency, right? Which a lot of people don't know yet. So that's one of the main reasons. Number two could be liquidity as well, with an ETF that is backed by BlackRock and is backed by the coins itself. You can bankerize. You have that money in the bank account instantly when you sell it, with a very low transaction cost or no transaction cost. just a small fee for the management of the ETF itself. So it's an easy and a convenience of avoiding the transaction costs and also having the liquidity right away in your bank account.
Okay, thank you so much, Enrique. That was good.
Hey,
Sure,
can I just
please.
I think agree 100% with Henrique, and I think it's the perfect bridge for increasing crypto adoption or crypto purchase. But it's important to keep track of the trade-offs that people are doing by doing that, right? And I'm not going to go into self-custody and sovereignty, nothing like that. It's just that the crypto markets they have liquidity today 24/7. So you can trade at night, you can trade during the weekends, and liquidation is done in instants. So once you sell the asset, you have your stable coins in your account or things of the genre. In the traditional markets, I don't know how it's in the US, but in Brazil, you have D+2. So once you sell, you only get your money in 2 days. So that's the trade-off that people are doing, but it's the perfect bridge to get people into crypto.
And on
That's
top of
awesome.
that, there are no management fees for the trade-off, right? If you're
Exactly.
self-custodying the Bitcoin, there's no management fees involved.
Nice. That's nice.
Good point.
Okay, so I have a question from Brian. Is your risk more mitigated if you from ETF instead of directly from exchange?
I'll say no because the ETF is backed by the coin itself.
Buy. Sorry, buy. If you buy more, sorry. I think there was a. Okay.
The
Yeah,
ETF
go
is
ahead.
the ETF is backed by let's say the Bitcoin itself in this case. So it's the same intrinsic risk basically.
Yeah.
I think the risk is in
Or-
terms of the wallet infrastructure that they're using, right? Because the exchange are keeping your keys. You don't have access. It's not you don't have access to your keys, but they're keeping it for you. So it depends what type of infrastructure they have for custody. Then you just have to compare, the infrastructure that your ETF provider is giving you against the exchange. I think that's the main risk, I would say.
Okay. And then going back again to the central finance, and then we're going to start wrapping up. One question I have here is how can we make sure they have no backdoor in the code?
In the DeFi part?
Yeah. So when saying DeFi, it's very hard for me to identify whether the project is real DeFi or not. How can we make sure they have no backdoor in the code? That was the question.
Actually, sorry,
go
just quick comment. Actually, like when people are reviewing different DeFi projects, they can see that these projects have been audited by serious companies which audit like blockchain industry. So if you are researching DeFi project, you should make sure that that the audits were made and that like the team is reputable. In that case, if you see that this protocol is audited and the team is serious, then you minimize your risks.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. So let's move to the last questions that we have, and then I'll give you time to wrap up and say something about you. How can we approach you? What would you suggest that we do to approach you, etc.? So in future trends, AI and blockchain, how do AI advancements intersect with blockchain technology? Are there synergies that could reshape the industry? And what about Web3 ecosystems? What is the future of Web3 in enabling decentralized applications and digital identities? Who wants to address this one? Go ahead, Klaus.
I can start.
Our
There were two
Viking.
questions. I only heard the first one. And it's maybe not a
AI and
popular
blockchain.
answer. Yeah, so I think that
Maybe.
AI and blockchain are orthogonal technologies. I don't think they are very particularly interconnected. Of course, any business can use AI to optimize their business processes and so forth. But apart from that, I frankly don't see the huge synergy between AI and blockchain.
Okay.
Please correct me.
Yeah. No, I mean, I really don't know, but they're there is definitely a reshape in the industry. So how blockchain and AI are going to play a big role here. And then there is another element here that was discussed about Web3 ecosystems. Like, I don't even know what Web3 is, to be honest. Yeah, Joao is laughing at me, but please tell me, Joao.
No, I just on the AI part, there are three kind of narratives going around, merging AI and blockchain. So the first one was based on data, so like a way for you to transaction data more easily to complement models with customized data. So if someone has a data source, I want to implement it in my model to make my model more intelligent. I'll consume and transact that data over a blockchain kind of rail. The second one is what people are calling DePIN, which is decentralized physical infrastructure, which is
Okay.
you can provide infrastructure to run AI models, which you can provide, for example, a GPU or some type of machine, which is going to be used to run that model, and you're going to receive through blockchain rails for that infrastructure that you're providing. That one has been like a hype since the beginning of the year, and there's a new one that's I've seen, and I saw Jackson mentioned in the chat is autonomous AI agents based on chain to produce more capital, more interactions, more narratives. So these three trends have been happening along this year. We still don't know where it's going, but somewhere it may be going.
Okay, interesting. Thank you, Joao. And then just as a finished text line, what are your future predictions? Where do you see, your field where you are in, tokenization, blockchain, crypto ecosystems, whatever you are in, investments, traditional investments, DeFi investments, etc. Where do you see that 5 years from now? Maybe 3? I don't know. They're talking about a new pandemic. Let's call it 3. And what are the challenges? Where is the biggest challenge facing the adoption of today's economic trends with all of this, and how can we overcome it? What would be your advice? So we can start.
Maybe I will start. I will make a quick comment. I think like in 5 years, like financial world will be totally restructured by blockchain technologies, because current financial system is extremely inefficient, and I think more and more companies and governments will understand that, and they will, if they want be able to keep up with the pace, they will be in a huge disadvantage, and I am sure that like overall we will see a huge progress, especially in terms of revolutionary revolution in financial system.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. How can we approach you, and what would you say last from Star Legal Lithuania?
Yeah, so it was first of all, I want to thank you to all of the people who attended, to our expert. It was very interesting to hear different opinion and to share the stage with you. So since we are focusing on the legal side of the business at Star Legal, if any of members or participants have any projects in mind in terms of licensing, tokenization in Europe or worldwide, I'm sure we can help with that.
Thank you so much.